Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail with another Scrolls Ranked replay. This is yet another game between Nixx and Virginslayer. This replay was actually submitted to me by nickdean, who also goes by Nixx, so there's your alt names for you for those of you who can't keep track. I know I have trouble here. But this is supposedly a good game where it was interesting enough, at least for him to share, and I have no idea what's going to happen, so let's find out, shall we? This is two 2000 ranked players, same as before, very familiar with each other, and we're going to be starting to watch this from Nixx's perspective. Virginslayer, not part of this here, and it looks like Nixx is using a growth Decay deck and Virginslayer playing Decay. But we do have a Rat King and a Fertile Soil, and generally with this kind of deck, the Virgin player, or not the Virgin player, who knows if they're both virgins, Nixx is generally going to be getting rid of the growth first to try and build up his Decay. But at this point, this is a deck that allegedly, from what a lot of people have said, is floating up the higher ranks here. And he does have Frostgale. I'm not sure if he has Puppet or Nutrition, or if he's taken that, or should I say nixed that from his deck, lol. But right now, the two Frostgales not doing a lot. Virginslayer not putting much on the board at this point, but first creature is a Harvester. And you never really want to leave your Harvester that exposed that early, that quickly, but when you have nothing else to play, then it's just going to be targeted things like Brain Lice. And once again, Nixx getting all of his Fertile Soils early. I think that he would much rather have those later at this rate for some of his draws, especially to possibly combo with the Oblivion Seeker that's there. But for now, we have just a poor Harvester who's double Brain Lice, so now it is going to die. And there's your Oblivion Seeker as well, so that Harvester is just going to be a card magnet. Not too much else to it at this point. Nixx, or both players will have an Oblivion Seeker to survive. Nixx possibly could use a Necrogeddon to try and clear the board, but this is not really the time or the place for it. He can drop some other creatures, maybe something like a Cursemonger, at least to have it on the board. He does have a Nutritioner, he does draw that, so it is possible that Puppet Nutrition is going to be in play for Nixx. Virginslayer presumably having the same, or at least both players have that as an option, but there goes the poor Harvester. Virgin getting some extra cards. Languid on the Oblivion Seeker, so now it's just a 3 health card something or other. I don't even know why you call it the card something or other. But Nixx starting to spread out his units a little bit. He can drop a Rot Eater in the middle. So at least some of his units, if they die, they will buff the Rot Eater. That's sort of how you want it to go there. Virgin, on the other hand, he has 6 cards. He has 7 Decay. So something's coming. There's a Damning Curse for a 4/4 Rot Eater. But that Cursemonger can be a really, really tough creature. Meanwhile, Virgin putting out a Savage Construct, which is interesting. That means that he may have Animore there, or Amnivore, which would give extra draw. And Nixx giving some giving some commentary here. Both players kind of lamenting the fact that they don't see too many people who play decks or know always what they're doing. But they do. But these are two opponents that are familiar with each other. Sorry, guys. I haven't played ranked as much lately, and I wouldn't probably be matched up with you all anyway because my rating is low. Nixx putting out the Blight Bear and another Harvester, so he has some Damning Curses. He has a Nutrition. Those are all well and good. Interesting to see what Virginslayer is going to do to respond. He does get a Harvester, so that's a start. Brain Lice as well. That Brain Lice is not going to kill the Rot Eater by itself unless he has something like a Miser Well or a second poison to drop on him. Nixx with some options. He does have a Brain Lice of his own. He can drop another Oblivion Seeker here. And right now he's bunching up his units a little bit more. This could be a Puppet Nutrition time. It could even possibly be, if he sacrifices for growth here, it could be a Nutrition Poison time. But no, that does not seem to be the case. He's just going for the straight up attacks. Nothing fancy. If the Rot Eater gets Puppet Nutrition, then it's gone. But Virgin putting out a Life Stealer instead, and that's not a card you see all the time here. But Harvester, double Harvester with the Savage Construct. There is nothing, there's no enchants on the Savage Construct right now, but definitely it's Open Mauser waiting to bite into something. Nixx with a more standard deck that we've seen plenty of times here, getting the Return to Nature. Is he going to be able to use it to actually buff his growth, though? If there's not really anything that he can drop down to health and Soul Steal, he doesn't even have the energy for it. But Return to Nature could be good to tip his hand for growth. At this point, he has not shown that he has growth cards in his hand yet. And Rat King could be pretty nice and interesting for that. In fact, kind of unusual for a Decay matchup to have this little idle damage at this point, but it is round 10 into round 11 now. Nixx getting some more cards. He has multiple soul steals. What he's got to be worried about is that is triple harvesters for Virginslayer, and if Virgin can just start ramping up a bunch of creatures, there is going to be problems, and serious problems at that, because those harvesters are all queued to go at the same time. Nixx not having like his precious double frost scale that maybe he had before, so something's got to give. If he damning curses one, he just puts down the cooldown for the other ones. In fact, it looks like Virgin may be able, if he plays his cards right, or if he has the right hand, to activate all of his harvesters next turn with the cards that Nixx is going to possibly kill here. The Savage Construct, however, does not increase the harvesters. The poison kills there. There's still the Oblivion Seeker, and now a Viscera Sage for Virginslayer. So Virgin playing a bit of a different deck. Looks like a pretty Decay-focused deck. He's not showing growth either. Neither player is showing growth, and Nixx has held off for such a long time for showing growth. And both of them having commentary about decks as well. I'm a little focused on the game to see what they're saying, but I assume it's something interesting because they know what they're talking about. Meanwhile, Nixx having creatures clumped up just a little bit, keeping low and high priority targets together. Not too much else to it though. The Blight Bear is going to do some damage to the Viscera Sage before it can, and it'll probably die. Well, it'll die from the melee attack before anything else happens, including any kind of card draw. And what do we got? Nixx just moving around his units. Once again, it's entirely possible that he's going to be facing a triple harvester, and he is just lining up all of his cards. So this could be a try to mitigate as much possible damage as could be coming. Those harvesters only have two countdown left. If there's a turn where Virginslayer can possibly activate it all, this needs to be it, and he's making his move. It looks like he's going to be able to make a play, maybe. There's a Scavenger Construct. There's Restless Bones. Restless Bones again. Holy shit. That is 12 attack. That would be GG in so many situations. Oh my god, I've never seen Restless Bones used like that before. That all you can say, yeah, that's right. All you can say is boom. Virginslayer pulling out the non-standard play here. Puppet Nutrition my ass. There we go. Board mostly clear. Nixx getting a shit ton of creatures, getting multiple Puppet Nutritions. Where were those a turn or two ago? But there we go, one downs, and I just can't get over. That was such a hilarious move here. And if that Mire Shambler moves the correct direction, that's going to be a dead Harvester as well, but it does not. Or actually, there we go. Nixx wisely moving his cards to require the Mire Shambler to move in a certain direction, and wow, cannot get over Virginslayer's play there. That is how you make something interesting out of the whole stack of cards. Of course, Nixx with a significant card advantage. More Puppet Nutritions around. Two of the Harvesters gone. Nixx saying it's the first time he's ever seen Restless Bones. Well, I mean, there you go. That's why cards are good. Cards are fun. Because there's some nice combos like that you don't always get. And keep in mind, this is Virginslayer playing this deck on Ranked. Not everyone likes to test on Ranked. Nixx with the Necrogeddon. This could be a fairly viable play. He could possibly kill most, but not all, of the units here. He could also Puppet Nutrition, take out his Oblivion Seeker, and get everybody together, but it looks like he'd rather have the 3-creature wall. So Puppet Nutrition there, almost clearing the board, and that's kind of where you say, Virginslayer, bravo for your beautiful play. I'm curious to see how that deck looks in a post-Puppet Nutrition world, because we are moving that direction pretty soon. Nixx having one growth, though, not really playing his Sisters of the Fox that are in there as well. That Rod Eater, though, is hungry, and it's not getting its cooldown necessarily reduced, but there's the Oblivion Seeker to play defense for it. Blight Bearer as well. Looks like Virgin is hoping to go after one of those idols. Nixx, what has he got here? Once again, this could be a possible Necrogeddon round, if that's what he decides he wants to do. But it does not seem to be the case. It's just going to be a Puppet Nutrition. Extra cards for everybody at this point. But yeah, 3 in a row. Well, that's what happens, Virgin, when you destroy all of the cards that are out on the board. It was going to make more sense in a moment. But yeah, both, like I said, the back and forth between these players is very nice. Virgin with the awesome move. Still can't get over it, but Nixx at this point, thanks to being able to clear the board, is in a really, really good position. Those extra soul steals have helped change the tempo of this game, too. Is now we have one Blight Bearer, that may or may not spread poison around or may not be hit. If Nixx can get him with one of the Mire Shamblers, it's going to die the next time it attacks. Now actually there's Return to Nature, so if he can hit it with one of the Mire Shamblers, it's just going to die in general. 66% chance of that Mire Shambler moving and doing just that. Nope, it went the other direction. Oh, that's bad luck. So Virginslayer, 5 cards, 9 resources, still not showing any growth. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. The Blightbearer pops down, and Illimar Rot Eater. Looks like Virgin's just looking to reset his board at this point. He doesn't have a lot of board clearing options from his deck other than something like Restless Bones to speed up the non-human characters, something along those lines. But otherwise, it's going to be a lot of trying to build back up his deck, while Nixx with tons of cards, and he can sacrifice for some growth pretty soon. Or he can do Return to Nature and Soul Steal the Rot Eater to get an additional growth there, but it doesn't look like that's a high priority move right now. And there's plenty of different options available for that. So Virgin, what you got? How are you going to get back into this game? Is Nixx spreading his units out again? Just because Virgin has not shown growth up to this point does not mean he is the dreaded Puppet Nutrition, but no, we're going to get Necrogeddon instead, as these hungry husks are going to be hopping down the way. I'm not sure how you put it. So Nixx saying he just wasted his Return to Nature. And there we go. He can clear all this with a Return to Nature Frostgale. And just clear the entire board, but that will take out some of his own creatures with the Frostgale, so you don't always want that. Sorry, I just leaned back for a second remembering where the microphone was. So he can Return to Nature Frostgale, but that means his Blightbearer is going to die when it attacks, and that means that both boards will be entirely cleared. So that is not necessarily a good option for those of you playing at home. However, he has 2 Return to Natures. That can clear everything in of themselves. But he's going to get out a Harvester instead, and look at this just in time. He's not doing the Return to Nature. That is interesting. Because he could have had the Harvester attack there, but still, Mire Shambler finally doing something worthwhile. Nixx still in a good position. But the Harvester out and his countdown going down, that's not a bad place to be either. As Virgin with the Mire Shambler, with the Loyal Darkling. Just tiny creatures all along, and another Necrogeddon. That's double Necrogeddon. 1 idle down, Virginslayer getting up front here for her husks. Again, so Virgin just pulling out all of the stops here. That Harvester is gone. That Illimar Rot Eater is back up and friendly, so it's not going to die from the poison. What can you really do about it at this point? Nixx with some cards. It looks like he is going to possibly... No, he's not going to Return to Nature. There we go. Is he going to do it twice? Yes, so he's going to get 2 growth for a double Return to Nature, which is nice that the effects stack instead of being one individual. And right now the board is clear. Virgin having plenty that he can possibly play, but he only has 2 cards, now 3. He's going to sacrifice for Scrolls, so Damning Curse. You're not going to get the bonus for poison there, but a Blightbearer, and we're back down to almost an even board. And right now Nixx has a card advantage, so presumably he has the advantage. And if he can Rat King into a Necrogeddon, I think he can win this game this turn. Does he see it? I hope he sees it. Because the Rat King, he's moving his units up. The Rat King would let him take on everything, and there we go. There is that portion of the play. Does he move his units down appropriately? I don't know. Like I said, he may be able to get this. There's the Necrogeddon. It looks like he's just going to get one of the idols down at this point. But he does have a second Necrogeddon if Nixx, or if Virginslayer. I do not know why I'm confusing these 2 players today, but 1 idol down to 1 health, another idol down. There's another language. Necrogeddon will just act like a resummon here. So there's a Scavenger Construct. There is Ye Old Harvester. Virgin holding on for dear life at this point. Whew. What does Nixx have? He can't Necrogeddon and Damning Curse in the same turn. And there's not a lot of sense in nutritioning and then casting something else. So how's he going to clear this way? Is he going to clear this way? I guess is the other question. He can send the row of 3 to kill 1. It's not going to kill everything, and that Savage Construct is going to just nom 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 eat everything up. Doesn't look like Nixx has much more that he can really do or play other than just try this again. 3 down and another idol down. 1 left for Virginslayer. That is a very beefy construct. And once again, Virginslayer kind of in trouble without the card draw here. He's down to 2 cards. Gets a Blight Bearer. Can he actually spend all of his resources on something that's useful? No. And Nixx, is he going to draw another Necrogeddon? Does not look like it. Whew, what does this even mean at this point? He gets a Fertile Soil. He gets a Sister of the Fox. So he can possibly draw even more cards if he wants to. Another Rat King. Just at least posturing for any possible Necrogeddon shenanigans at this point. And just keeping all of his units around, all of his cards around. So both players taking advantage of Necrogeddon, which I know some people were saying when it was changed from the test servers that it may have a questionable usage here, but clearly it can change the pace of the game quite a bit. So there is your Harvester, and unfortunately, poor Virginslayer. This is where he could lose the game. He's card starved. There's not a lot he can do. And what has he got here? Fertile Soil, getting even more cards. Looks like Nixx is fishing for something, maybe to end the game this turn. He could possibly Damn and Curse, but I don't think he's going to be able to do enough damage without an extra Frost Gale to actually end this game. So all he has to do is just get past 1 more attacker. Not asking a lot. So what do we got? Anything for Nixx, anything for Virginslayer. Right now it's just resources spent. Virgin getting more cards, but once again the question is, does he get the cards that he needs? Nixx drawing a Puppet Nutrition at the end of the turn there, so he may be able to mow the lawn and just clear the way here. Nixx saying good game. Not going to be too much else that he can really do to stop this at this point. But it's going to be a Puppet Nutrition on that row, taking out 1 idol. In fact, it is possible that depending on what other creatures get killed, if Nixx Damning Curses, he can also take out the 4 health idol. If he Necrogeddons, he can just wreak havoc on everything. So there we go. Puppet Nutrition, definitely the soup of the day, I guess you could say, or the play of the day. Will it stick around? No, but at least this game, very interesting. Good, solid play from Nixx's front, staying through and surviving the opening slugfest. Virginslayer pulling out some crazy stops, though, to keep the game going his way. But in the end, Nixx just being able to outdraw his opponent, control the board, and there you go. End game. Nixx, or nickdean 16, whatever you want to call him here, or nickdean some number, I can't remember, up to a rating of 2100, Virginslayer down to 1270. Very good game. Fun to look at, like I said. This decks, will they be viable with the new cards? I'm not sure, but at least we can enjoy this for what it is, which is a good, solid game between 2 players. So this is Way to Fail. That was a Scrolls Ranked replay. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any replays you want to send, feel free to send them to me. However, I will warn you that the update coming Monday, October 21st, will probably break Summoner, will probably break some of the replay things, and it could be a little while before new replays come up, unless they're live commentary or commentary from spectator mode. You were warned. That's it for now. See you next time.